DSS, they should go to that church and open that altar. Open his altar.
After the wedding, the accusations didn't stop. They actually escalated. And today I'm going to walk you through what Doris has said and done since the wedding and why that moment may have been deeply triggering for her. When a woman feels replaced, the reaction is really silent. And this is not about who is wrong or right. This is about understanding the psychological aspect of the feeling of loss. And when that loss is finalized, the feeling even intensifies. I am Dr. Precious. If this is your first time here, you are welcome. And here we do context and not chaos. Before the wedding, as we all know, there was tension, there was emotion, there were outbursts, there were accusations. But the wedding signaled finality. The door is permanently shut. And this can send a message to the nervous system. And for someone who is still emotionally attached, you may feel like the ground has just opened.
They are telling me, the man has done wedding, and look at his wife, blah blah blah. Like, you guys don't know anything. You guys don't know anything that is going on. That man raped that girl and got that girl pregnant. The mother of that girl, now the choir coordinator, they insisted that he had to marry the girl, else they would disgrace and expose him. You guys don't know what is going on. That girl is pregnant. That girl is pregnant. The mother is the coordinator, is the choir coordinator in that church. You guys don't know what is going on. That's a rape matter. He ran to marry that girl because he does not want to be exposed, because this one would choke him. Are you guys aware that he had someone he was supposed to marry on the 2024? I will post the chat. The girl sent me his naked video. The girl sent me his naked video. This man is a beast.
I've seen this pattern so many times. Women react different to breakup. Some go really quiet. They delete pictures, they disappear, they heal quietly, they cry in their room, they talk to their friends, their family, even a therapist. And they emerge stronger. Some other women rush forward. New glow, new man, new life. They begin to show off. They begin to send a signal. I don't care. They begin to do things they were not doing before. They begin to do what we call pepper them. And then there's this other set of women that feel erased. They think after everything I have invested, these are the people that have done a lot for the man. These are the ones that upgraded the man, maybe got into things with the man. They begin to say, after everything, after all I have done for you, after all we have been together, after all I have endured because of this relationship. These kind of women, they just don't accept it. They fight back. When I say the wedding may have been triggering, I don't mean dramatic. I mean the kind of thing that will reopen wounds that you thought have healed. The things that will remind you of your dreams. Mind you, while they were dating, Doris may have been dreaming of when she will become Mommy Gio, how she will lead the church, how she will present, how she will invite her Nollywood friends, how she will change into different and shebi and dance all one day, how she will pepper people that thought she would never marry, how she will show the world that she did not just marry, she caught the biggest fish in town. Because the more I learn about Pastor Chris, the more I see that he was considered a big fish. Have you seen the pictures that they showed during their wedding, their pre-wedding? They made sure we saw that watch. They kept showing us the watch. If you know, you know. That watch is not a joke. They made sure we see. So Pastor Chris is not somebody that hides. The wedding was flamboyant, but I was even hearing some people saying that knowing who he is, that their wedding wasn't even flamboyant enough, that they expected more. Hence, that he may have been hiding something, or there might be something that is preventing him from going all out. So just from hearing about him, knowing about him, he's a loud man. She admitted she was in love with him. So she may have been dreaming, and all of a sudden, she's seeing her dream come through, except with a different woman. So that will be very triggering for anybody, not to talk of somebody who is already known to be on the loud side. Doris Ogala, over the years, is not somebody that was known for being gentle, for being calm. No, she wasn't. She's somebody that talks, and not just talk, she's somebody that is willing to talk anyhow. If you remember the case about Regina Daniels' brother, when Ned Nwoko arrested Regina's brother, Doris was forefront and center, and she was saying things. She was saying that Ned introduced the wife to threesome and things like that. Those were heavy accusations that anybody would be mindful of making, especially when you don't have evidence to back it up. But Doris is the type that seems fearless. She's not somebody that will hold back. So what did Doris do? Doris went all in. At first, she got her team, her lawyers, to draw up a 1 billion naira demand on Chris Okafor. Mind you, she's going through pain, and this pain is looking for where to go. This pain is looking for a way out.
DSS, they should go to that church and open that altar. Open his altar. I won't say further than that. When they were building that place collapsed. Somebody died too. But apart from somebody that there is something, there's a blogger that found something on the ground. This man was begging, called me, say, what do I give to this blogger to close the mouth? The DSS should go and open that altar.
The church altar.
The church altar where he used to stand, that pulpit, they should dig it up and open it.
She will keep grabbing onto this, grabbing onto that. If I were Chris Okafor, I would have done a more private wedding, because you don't want to trigger this woman. You know what is on board. Maybe that wedding could have been postponed altogether till they sort out these things. But psychology have taught us something uncomfortable. When someone feels pain, it starts with explanation. Then it goes into justification. Then it goes into details. It keeps going. All this is to say, hey, I'm not crazy. Hey, I know what I'm talking about. Hey, I'm not just imagining that. So they are so desperate to prove that what they're saying is true, to get you on their corner, to feel their emotional pain, that they begin to give details, and more details. But the problem starts when these emotional outbursts turn into accusations of crimes. It gets risky because the law can get involved. When you're making an accusation, you better have something to back it up with. Because when the law gets involved and you don't have enough evidence to back it up, you can potentially get in trouble. This all started with pain of being replaced. So public allegations can carry legal consequences. There are also other things flying around, other accusations. If
I get one teacher where they talk, I don't want to answer that one teacher yet. See that one, I go tell you. The day where you come fuck Pastor Chris, you don't know say I be in girlfriend. You sit down for chair with me, you don't forget. I dey for church, front seat, now you come sit down. Now you dey tell me say the pastor invites you. As my boyfriend, he said na me and you sit down, him body dey shake for altar. See, he tell me your chat with her. My spiritual mother, Mama Soso, she say, Agane, your grace is too much. These people have been standing on your grace. Can't you guys test it? 4 days. As I come and confess, internet scatter.
the internet loves loud stories, but loudness doesn't always mean true. And silence doesn't also mean innocent. So between these two, I think it's safe to say that something happened. We just don't know what happened. Is it that they had a handshake? Is it that they had a very romantic session that had carried on for years? Or is it that they were just partners in crime? We don't know, but we know that something transpired. Doris have released evidence today. I fear that more is coming, unless some people, well-meaning people, can get a hold of her and keep her from doing things that can potentially put her in trouble. Otherwise, she might release more things. She might say more things. And like I said before, I hope she can provide evidence to prove those things. People have started asking her about baby testimony.
When I look for pikin, when I go, I call the mama ask her where pikin dey. The matter when I dey look for na 3, you know, from the guy where I go help police track. The matter when I start to talk to the guy, no be because of any missing child. Nothing concern me concern missing child. Say the mother come. I mean, if I say, if I even save the mother, when they arrest the mother, I carry and come Abuja to class couple. If they leave for Abuja, nice contrast couple, come they contradict herself. Ask the mama. I know they're interested in that. If you go see my previous interview, I know the mama. That case is not my priority.
See, while she's talking, she's even saying things that can potentially put herself into trouble, other than with Chris Okafor. She mentioned that she had to stop the investigation that was going on about a certain baby testimony. I'm going to make a separate video because a couple of people have called me to ask, people that know me in real life, who is baby testimony? So I'm going to make a separate video to explain everything about baby testimony, because 3 years ago, I wasn't a YouTuber, but I was following that case. I was very interested in that case. I don't know if any of you remember Maureen. Is it Maureen Badejo? She was on top of that case, covering it bumper to bumper. But then, I honestly didn't know of Doris Ogala. It was a lady named Chioma that was championing it, which later, Doris is now saying that she was Chioma, that she just used an alias. Anyway, like, this story has so many layers and is not going away soon. On the side of the pastor or the pastors involved in this story, there's a problem when there is power without boundaries. The situation where the body of Christ or the Christian body is not being governed by any entity whatsoever. So each pastor becomes the Lord, the master of their church. In layman's terms, they can pretty much do whatever they want. Hence, you keep hearing these stories. Do you know why there's a big possibility that nothing will happen to Pastor Chris Okafor? Because we've seen it before. We've seen other cases when a man of God will be accused. You will see members defending the man of God. You will see people condemning the woman that cried out. It's happened over and over again. If this case goes away without any consequence whatsoever to Pastor Chris, I will not be surprised. Instead, the only thing is he will get more popularity. There may be a few people that may leave the church, but for most part, religion is like an opium. It's like a drug. Once it sucks you in, you won't be able to think clearly. Most people will do whatever their pastor say, even against their own reasoning and their own moral code. Why do you think women sleep with pastors? These women originally was going to church to find God. They have moral standards. They were trained. They have fear of God. But at some point, they begin to revere the pastor so much that they begin to see the pastor as God. That is the country we find ourselves in. Men of God are so respected. It's even now that some people are beginning to open eye. Before, there are women who will talk back to their husbands, but they will kneel down for the pastor. It has been the culture. So don't be surprised if after all these accusations, after all these problems, pastor walks right free and continue with his church. There's a sermon he preached that I may talk about in a different video.
Believe in his prophet, you shall prosper. Yes, Papa. Probably it is your prosperity that is under attack.
All I'm trying to say is something did happen, and it would be good practice for the law to investigate both of them and be able to get to the bottom of it and be able to tell the public. Because when you're serving the public, you belong to the public. He's a pastor. He has flocks under him. He owed them some kind of explanation. It's not just business as usual. This brings me to the conclusion of this video. The real question is not who wins the story or who is telling the truth or who is lying. The real question is who heals before the damage is permanent. So thank you for watching. Until next time, don't forget to hit the like button. Drop your comment down below so we can continue to deliberate. And if you haven't subscribed, consider giving us a subscribe. It really does help me out. And until next time, may God bless you. Bye.